All right, guys. So I'm here with Tammy Sytch, WWE Hall of Famer, better known as Sunny. So, how are you doing?
Hey. Well, I'm doing as well as I could be right at the moment. You know, certain things happen in life that some things happen for a reason, some things can't be avoided, and it brought me here to prison. But I'm holding up the best as I can.
So you're calling from the great state of Florida, and how? So you're in Lowell Correctional Institute there for real, for real.
What's that? How am I what?
Yeah. How are you doing in there? Like, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm all right. I just got over here from reception on Friday. It's a little bit better setup than reception. Reception was like maximum security, barbed wire, fences, gates everywhere. You couldn't do anything without like an escort. But now I'm on the main unit here in Lowell, and it actually is kind of set up. It looks a little bit like a college campus. It's open. There's a lot of little buildings. There's much less gates and barbed wire and fences, so it's not as not as a drastic situation as the reception was. But I'm doing the best I can. Got here Friday, got used to the whole compound over the weekend, and going with the flow. It's prison life. There's only so much you can do.
So,
I
okay,
haven't been
so
assigned to I haven't been assigned to any programs yet, so I'm a little bored. But that's where you come in. You keep me busy.
so what did you eat for breakfast today? What'd you eat?
Breakfast was two pieces of coffee cake. I only ate one because I'm diabetic. Oatmeal and an orange.
Oh.
That was breakfast.
So
Yeah.
what do you
And lunch
do?
I missed because I was stuck in medical all morning, so I missed lunch. So came back and had a bagel.
So if you miss lunch, like you can't just say, hey, I missed lunch. It's time for me to eat lunch. Let me go get some food.
Well, I went to Chow Hall when I was done with my medical appointment, but they had already shut down. So luckily, I had a couple of bagels and cream cheese back here in my locker, and that's what I had for lunch today, a bagel.
So are you typically like a night owl or an early bird kind of person?
Well, I'm an early bird person, well, here because I have to be. They wake me up at 3 a.m. every day because I am diabetic. I have to go get insulin at 3:30 in the morning.
Oh my God, that's
So
torture.
yeah, I'm awake 2 hours before everybody else on this compound. It's crazy. So I'm kind of forced to be a morning person here. But then I come back and I take a nap in the morning, and then go to my appointments, do whatever I have to do. It's pretty much routine. But yeah, 3 o'clock in the morning every morning for the next foreseeable future of my life, I'm waking up. So when everybody's probably just going to bed, I'm just starting my day.
So what would you say is your biggest, I would say, pet peeve in prison? Like what bugs you the most?
What bugs me the most when people beg for food. That's tough. Yeah, because you go to canteen, you get some snacks, you get some stuff to hold you over, and I think since I am diabetic, I try to eat healthier. I get string cheese and pepperoni bites and some nuts and seeds and things like that. And and in a second you get something, something good like a little bit of candy or something like that, some peanut M&Ms. Oh my God, they flock to you like white on rice. There's a lot of people in here that don't get canteens, but so the second you bring out some food, oh my God, it's like the vulture swoop in. It's crazy. But that's probably like the biggest annoyance. You don't know anybody here. It's only this day what, six for me, day six, and yeah, I've had to fend some people off coming over and
Wow.
begging for food all the time. Yeah, it's kind of annoying, but it's part of the territory. A lot of people don't have anything, so I try to be generous when I can. With some people that I've gotten friendly with, but there's only so much you can do.
So do you feel like you're recognizable in prison based on your celebrity status? Do other inmates know who you are or recognize your name at
Actually,
all?
yeah. They nobody really comes to me and says anything to me, but then I'll hear people talking about me, and then eventually they'll come as a group. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm intimidating or what, but it usually takes a few days before finally somebody says, "Hey, yeah, I do know who you are." But yeah, but it's pretty common. I found out when I got to reception 2 months ago. The whole compound was talking about me for about 3 weeks before I even knew it. And then some people were letting me know, oh yeah, they're like, yeah, these COs are talking about you, and these COs are talking about you, and these girls in my dorm are talking about you, and I had no idea. But nobody likes to tell you they know you, but they talk about you.
So,
It's par for the course. It's my business.
well, your autograph still sells on eBay. Like you still there's all kinds of WWE memorabilia or 8x10
Right.
autograph photos. I mean, you still got a good
Right.
selling autograph on eBay. So are you leery about people rummaging through your trash in prison and just trying to resell
Well,
whatever?
believe it or not, when I was still in county before I got here, there were a couple of girls that. Well, one girl asked for my prison ID for me to sign it so she could take it home and sell it on eBay, and I said no. And then another girl, believe it or not, had the balls to ask me for my underwear. Like
What?
sign my underwear so she could bring them home and sell them on eBay. I was like, absolutely not.
So,
Not
okay.
gonna happen.
So if you could give like one piece of advice to somebody that's going to
Uh-huh.
prison, what would your advice be to
Yeah.
somebody going to prison?
Oh God. Hopefully you can adjust to different circumstances easily because it's a big adjustment. It's not, it's not like your normal life what you're used to at home. They stay away from the wrong kind of people. Keep to yourself as much as you can. And if you do find anything out about anybody, don't be a snitch. Keep to yourself because snitching just leads to trouble. I've seen some people, get pretty beaten up for opening their mouths where they shouldn't. So
Yeah.
just mind your business, keep to yourself, and you'll be all right. But like I said, it is an adjustment for anybody. Especially with the exception of the people that are used to coming to prison. This is like their second home. But
Yeah.
but for those of us that really aren't used to it, it's a big adjustment. But once you kind of get into a routine, you get a job, get into programs, keep yourself busy. The days kind of will fly by. But like I said, the best advice is keep to yourself and keep your nose out of other people's business. It's the safest way to stay in one piece.
So how would other inmates describe you?
Um, quiet. Believe it or not, I'm very quiet.
So
When I'm in
you
the dorm, I'm
actually
either.
you take your own advice then. You keep to yourself.
Yes, absolutely. When I'm in the dorm, I'm either asleep or on my tablet watching a movie or listening to music. That's it. I don't really, interact with a lot of people. There's a couple of girls that I know from my county or from reception that, I'll chat with or I'll go to, the chow hall with. But I keep to myself. When I'm here in the dorm, I'm either asleep or on the tablet with the earbuds in. So it's like I said, it's safer that way. It's safer to stay out of the mess of prison life.
Yeah. So if somebody wants to write you, like for you people out there listening, her inmate number is J82154. You can see that on the screen. She's in Lowell
Right.
Correctional Institute, Florida Department of
Right.
Corrections. And
Yes.
all you gotta do, it's very easy. You just go to Securustech.online and you can add her that way, and you can actually just write her an email and
Yep.
write something
Or you can
interesting.
go on. You can also go on JPay and send videograms. You've even done that.
Yeah, yep, I sure did. So, what do you find when people write you? What gets your
Yeah.
attention to make you want to reply to it? Like, what can somebody write that catches your interest to make you want to reply?
Well, I get letters from fans all the time, and it's always nice to hear somebody say that you're my first crush or I grew up watching you, and it's always flattering to know that somebody's been watching for that long. That because I started a long time ago. I started in the mid-90s, and it's nice to hear that fans have stuck around and been loyal for that long. But then there's also people that will write and say they've been through what I'm going through. They've been to prison. They know what it's like. They can relate, and it's nice to be able to relate, to have people relate to what we're going through here. A lot of people have no idea, but then you get those that do write, and they've been here, they've done it, so they've experienced what I'm experiencing now, and it's nice to be on that same level.
Yeah. What do you think people misunderstand about you the most?
Oh Lord,
Tough
misunderstand about
question.
me the
Tough
most.
question.
I know. I think what people misunderstand about me the most as far as this situation goes, I haven't really had a chance to publicly speak about the car accident I was involved in and the tragedy that occurred that day with the loss of the life that occurred, which the whole reason I'm here. But a lot of people don't realize how much remorse I do have and how it ripped my heart out. The day that car accident happened, my soul died, inside of me. And I don't think I'll ever be the same. I mean, it's a life-changing event. And not just coming to prison. I mean, just the whole car accident and what occurred that day is a life-changing event. But the amount of remorse, sadness that I feel and grief that I feel is just undescribable. It's crazy. I've never thought in my life that I'd have to, go through something like this, and I am, and I'll survive.
Yeah, that's got to be very tough. That's got to be tough mentally and emotionally to deal with on a daily basis.
Really
But especially with media that's still covering your story. Like I know TMZ covers a lot of when you had your case, your court case going on, your trial. You were all over TMZ. How do you feel about that? With the media still covering that as much as it does?
I know, it's crazy. And not just TMZ, but my sentencing was on CNN. The CNN correspondents were talking about it. It's been on TMZ. It was on NBC Nationwide News. I mean, you name it, it's been on. It's been there, either in print or on TV or on podcasts or on something. It's just been it's been a lot. But like I said, luckily I'm kind of used to the media, going crazy on me for years and years and years now. But so I'm kind of, it comes with the territory. I can only imagine what it would be like for people that aren't used to being in the public eye. But it is what it is. It's just like I said, part of the territory, part of my career and my position in the public eye. You got to take the good and take the bad and go with the flow. But yeah, when I heard about CNN, though, I mean, I can understand TMZ, Hollywood gossip, and all that, but CNN correspondents talking about my sentencing, I was a little crazy. I was like, don't they have something more important to talk about, like the presidential race or something? But Russia attacking the Ukraine or the presidential race? No, they're talking about my sentence. It was just. Yeah, it's a little overwhelming.
Well, things like that obviously want to make you keep your inner circle small. So how big would you say your inner circle is?
Outside of prison or inside of prison?
No, both. Just a mix.
Well, outside of prison, my inner circle was always very small to begin with, but believe it or not, a few of my closest friends have turned their back on me. This one girl that I've known since 7th grade. We've been friends since 7th grade. When the accident happened, she sent me a really nasty message calling me a murderer, and she hoped I rotted in hell.
Wow.
Yeah, so we've been friends since the 7th grade. I was blown away by that. I'm like, oh, I can't believe this person is actually acting like this towards me. I mean, it was a car accident. It's gone very, very wrong, but the optimal wording there is accident. It's not like I meant to do anything. Nothing was, premeditated. Nothing was intentional. It was a car accident. And the way she treated me after the fact, it tore my heart out. It really, really did that she would think that low of me. So I've lost a few friends, because of it, and I'm sure a lot of work colleagues have probably, turned against me. I try to, not follow what's going on in the media about me because I don't want to get depressed any more than I already am. But I still do have my, little circle that stick by me, and they'll stick by me, no matter what. And I'm eternally grateful for them, and I love them with all my heart, and thank God I have those people in my life.
Yeah. So would you say that you're open, like let's say we have a listener that, wants to write you or get to know you or come visit you, like are you open to having somebody come visit that potentially maybe you'd vibe with?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. There's been a few people that have written to me already that I chat with on the phone. We write back and forth in email and Securus. We chat on the phone, and a couple of people have already said they are going to come visit, and they filled out their visitors information on their visiting form on the website. So that's great. I mean, I love meeting new people, and I love making new friends. And anybody that can support me through this and help me get through this emotionally, mentally, and I'm open to everyone. I'm like I said, I love making new friends, and right now is the time where I need new friends. Since a lot of my older friends have turned their back on me.
Yeah, that's
But
crazy. Good, good.
yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
What's your love
But
language?
what's what?
What's your love language?
What is a love language?
Like words of affirmation, physical touch, acts of service, quality time. Like what makes you kick as far as love goes? Like what scratches
Oh,
your itch? Like
uh,
what?
I don't know. I need a lot of attention, though. I'm one of those.
So
I need
attention.
a lot. I
That's
need
your
a
love
lot of
language.
attention.
That's your
Yeah,
love language.
attention is great.
Attention.
I guess you'd call me an attention whore. I mean, look at my career too. It's all the attention. But no, I require a lot of attention. I like to be doted on.
Yeah.
But hey, and every girl does. But
Can
yeah,
can
like I said, I like to be flattered. Like to you have a lot of attention, and especially when you're in this kind of a situation, the flattery doesn't come as much as it would when you're out and about and performing on TV or autograph signings or anything like that. So every little bit, makes you feel good and makes you smile and warms your heart.
yeah, can people send you gifts while you're in there? Can you get physical gifts in the mail?
No, we can't get anything like that. Even paper letters, we don't get. They scan them and they send it to us through email. So no gifts, but what we can do, I mean, we can always get money on our account so we can buy, stuff on Canteen. 4 times a year, there's a catalog where we can buy some clothes and sneakers or a watch, things like that. So, I mean, it's nice to be able to have access to that kind of stuff. I mean, but anybody can, donate whatever kind of money they'd like to help on my trust fund, and but everything is so appreciated. It really, really is. It's when you're in this kind of a situation and you're kind of down and out, you don't really, realize how many people are there that have your back, and it's really, really nice when they come out of the woodwork and put a smile on your face and warm your heart and just makes you feel human again. You know.
Yeah. Yep. So you know that you still have action figures that people can find of you, like literally in Walmart or
Yeah.
Target. Like I just thought it would be cool if I could
Right.
find one of your action figures and send it to you, but I guess they won't let you receive
No,
that
they
kind
won't
of
let us
thing.
do anything like that.
But how
Probably
cool?
like 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Well, see, they're worried about people smuggling in drugs and in physical items. That's why we're not allowed to have anything like that.
Yeah, how cool would that be though?
Oh my God, that'd be funny.
So what do you miss
That
the
would be funny.
what do you miss the most? Being in prison, like what do you miss on the outside? Food, sex,
Well,
like what?
I'm a chef at heart. The kitchen is my domain. So I miss being able to cook. I love cooking for myself. I love cooking for other people.
Oh, I think her phone cut off. So we'll try to get her to call back. I think her phone minutes they only do like 30-minute calls at a time. So I think we'll try to get her back on in just a second. I'll give her a chance to um, see if she can call right back. Um, so yeah, that's pretty interesting. You guys, let me know any other questions that you want me to ask her. I was asking her what she missed the most. I think she was getting ready to talk about food. She's a foodie like me. We've had a lot of conversations about food. I know she really likes Italian food. But yeah, you guys just let me know any other questions that you want me to ask her. Again, her inmate number is J82154, and this is Sunny from WWE. She's former manager of the Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors. Um, very popular WWE superstar in the late 90s. She's a WWE Hall of Famer. And you can easily write her by just going to Securustech.online. You can see that on the screen, Securustech.online. You can see that. And just add her, by name or inmate number with Florida Department of Corrections, Lowell Correctional Institute. And then that's the easiest way. You can just send her an email and she'll reply to you. And, if you end up making friends or seem interesting enough, maybe you can form a friendship and end up, going to visit. She's very personable, easy to talk to. Um, so give it a shot. She seems like she's really open minded to talking to different people. So anyway, so she's gonna call back in for a part two. So we'll continue with the part two after she calls back. So I'll cut this one short for the moment. Then when she calls back, we'll upload the part two. All right, guys. So here we go. We're back with Tammy Sytch, WWE Hall of Famer Sunny, for part two. We got cut off. What happened? What happened?
Oh my God! All the power went out in the dorm. The lights went out. The fans went out. The phones got shut off. Everything. It was crazy. Yeah. Figures of all times. I'm talking with you, and we get cut off. All the power goes down.
Right?
Welcome to Florida. All the power went out. It was crazy.
Oh, you gotta love it. What's your prison outfit look like? Like, are you in like what they call state outfits?
Prison outfit. Yeah, we have these uniforms. Luckily, it's better than in county. They were orange. Orange is not the new black. Let me tell you that. But now we're in a very flattering shade of blue. I would say like a periwinkle blue. Just your regular scrub-looking, shirt, and the pants have a white stripe down the leg. And they're actually not bad. They're a lot better than your standard orange, prison jumpsuit or something like that. But they're not bad. And we get T-shirts to wear under them. They gave me really, really huge clothes, though. I don't know if they saw my boobs and thought I was a 2X or what, but my clothes are way too baggy for me. Actually, the top is too tight and the pants are too baggy. So I might have to exchange my clothes soon because it looks like I'm wearing clown pants. They're a little bit too loose. But yeah, but the top is nice and fitted. Fitted around the chest area. So,
yeah. Well, you got big ass boobs, so I mean it should definitely.
Yeah, I do. I would say probably, with the exception of all the fat girls here, I probably have the biggest set here.
Good God. But yeah, it's pretty funny. I got some pictures on the screen, and I guess one of them is from one of the shows. One of the shows you're at. You're in like a black top, and it definitely shows your boobs off. That's for sure. But yeah, I'm sure you get.
Yeah, people today's only day 6, and there've been quite a few people asking if they're real or fake already. So yeah, it goes with the territory. Yeah. Everywhere I go, are your boobs real or fake? I'm like, well, what do you think?
Are you gonna get a girlfriend in prison or no?
Oh God, I don't know. That is like the biggest question people have been asking me too. But I see. Here's the thing. I've never been into girls. I've never kissed a girl. I'm strictly dickly. Love men. But I mean, when you're here, you really don't have an option. So if you want any kind of affection or kind of any kind of like a connection with anyone, it's a girl thing. You have no choice.
Yeah.
But let me tell you though, there's slim pickings here. Especially in my dorm. Really, I got to tell you, there's really nobody that would be up to par for me. So I might have to wait a little while until somebody of quality comes in.
Well, they call it being gay for the stay. That's I guess the term that they refer to.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, they call it gay for this day, but then these girls tend to be with each other when they get out too, and they get married and have all these, this crazy life together. But I've never taken it that far. Like I said, I love men, everything about men. So I would never go gay for this day and make it permanent. That's for sure.
How do you?
But you never know. If a girl that's cute enough comes by, I might have to experiment. You never know.
I mean, how do you go without sex? Like what? I mean, how do you do that? Like, doesn't that get mentally?
It's already been 22 months without it, and let me tell you, it's rough. Yeah, it's rough. It's like you become a virgin again. It's insane. But yeah, it's a rough thing. But that's when you have your shower time and you go and do what you got to do.
Do they have a place? I can't do it standing up. Like, do they have a place you can sit down in the shower, like a bench or something?
No, there's no seat seats or anything like that. You just gotta try to stand there and hope for the best. It's difficult, but
and I guess and you can't do it in your bunk because you have like an open bunk area, right?
Yeah, it's an open bay dorm. There's tons of people around you, above you, next to you, in front of you, behind you, everywhere. So yeah, that's a no-go. You can't do that. So the shower is pretty much the place to be.
God, that's got to be rough. So somebody.
And even the shower is wide open too. It's a wall full of shower heads, and there's no partitions in between them. So you got to get up there bright and early and get in there by yourself to get any little bit of privacy.
So if somebody's in the shower at 2:30 a.m., 3 a.m., you kind of
have 1 minute remaining.
You want to leave them alone.
We have 1 minute already. How do we have 1 minute?
I have no idea. So
These phones are so weird.
It's okay. Call back in a second.
Well, I won't be able to because I used somebody else's phone to call you the second time, and we have to wait 30 minutes in between calls to like make another call because you're not supposed to be making back-to-back calls.
Okay. So anytime that you call back anytime today, and we'll splice it in. So it's
all right.
fine.
Okay. All right, yeah. As soon as my number is clear, because the girl I used, she's already gone. But as soon as my number is cleared, oh, you know what? I bet you this was her 5-minute free call because you get one a week and she didn't use it yet. That's what happened.
Yep. That's it.
That's what happened. So so once my number clears up and I can call you back, I will.
Okay, sounds good.
So
We'll talk to you in a little while. Sounds good.
Right.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
So yep, we'll get her for a part 3 coming up. All right, guys. So we're back again.
Again. Gotta love prison phones, man. They're so reliable.
Yeah, I mean it is kind of crazy. It's like hangs up, calls back, and it never seems to work right. So.
Yeah, I'm surprised you can even hear me because there's so many people screaming around me right now that it's a madhouse. It's an animal house. Let me tell you.
No, I can
Either the
actually.
inmates are screaming or the COs are screaming. It's crazy.
I can actually hear you really well. So.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, no problems with that. I think earlier people were yelling in the background. I was like, oh my God, they're calling.
That was the CO. That was the CO yelling. I swear to God, she was yelling out of the bubble for people to go to pick up their medication at medical. So, yeah, but it was louder. I couldn't even hear myself think. That's how loud she was.
How often do you get to shop there? Is it like once a week or once every 2 weeks?
No, it's usually like 3 or 4 times a week. They call by the dorms, people to go to the canteen and shop. Yesterday was our dorms day, but I slept through it. So today, when I was on my way to medical for an appointment, I stopped by and I asked the CO that was, monitoring the canteen if I could just grab a couple things, and she said, yeah. So, you can pretty much shop 3 or 4 times a week, and if you have to squeeze in on a day that you're not supposed to shop, they usually let you.
What did
so
they?
I got an ice cream sandwich this morning. It was awesome.
What do they usually have at commissary that, aside from food, like what kind of material things do you like that they have to shop for?
Oh, they don't have much at all besides food. It's food and snacks, then your hygiene items, and the miscellaneous items is really not much at all. There's colored pencils you can get. So if somebody sends you coloring books, you can get the colored pencils and you can color. So guess we're reverting back to our childhood in prison. We get to color. It's like we're in kindergarten again.
It's a lost art form.
And that's pretty much it. We can have books sent in by anyone. So I love suspense thrillers. Michael Connelly is my favorite author, and I love any kind of suspense thriller that has to do with like FBI agents chasing down serial killers and stuff like that. That's my jam as far as books go. But anybody can send books.
Do they have to be?
That's about it. We're very limited.
When they send you a book, can it be from their personal address, or do they have to buy it from Amazon?
No, they have to go to Amazon. They have to go to Amazon or a bookseller and have them sent directly.
So is there a particular...
Nothing can be sent personally from a human.
Is there a mailing address, like a snail mail address that they can send a book to that you know off the top of your head? If not, I'll put it in the description.
I do not know it off the top of my head. You'll have to look that up.
All right, I'll put it in the description in this YouTube video. I'll put it in the description, guys. If that's a good so a quick way to your heart besides food is books. So if somebody were to send you a book,
books and food, yeah. Like I said, I love suspense thriller novels. I like autobiographies of celebrities. So I like to read that other celebrities have a worse time than I do. It's comforting to know.
Right.
It's comforting to read that sometimes. That okay, I'm not the only one out there having a rough time right now.
Are you able to
But
listen to music in there? Do you have music?
yeah, we have our tablets where we can rent movies and buy music, but that all comes through like our trust fund. We use that money to purchase the movies and music, so the money would have to go in the trust fund
Man,
account.
they make so
But
much
yeah, that's
money
pretty much
off
like.
of y'all. It's crazy.
I know, they really do. Everything's expensive at Canteen too. All the food, like a ramen noodle, is $1.05, where you can get them in the grocery store for like a quarter. It's
God,
crazy.
man, talk about the
Packet of
upcharge.
peanut M&Ms is $2.
So, are you able to like run hustles?
A can of soda is $1.25. What was that?
Can you run a hustle in there? Like, can you run a store?
There are people that do, but the problem with that, whenever you're owed something back by someone, there's always a chance you're going to get moved out of the dorm and you're never going to see them again. So it's not really my thing. If I lend things out to people, I'm pretty much certain that I won't get it back.
Yeah,
So I don't lend out that much.
the juice isn't worth the squeeze, basically, on that.
What's that?
I said the juice isn't worth the squeeze. Like, it's not even worth it to go through that.
No.
I
mean, some people have their other hustles here that I don't really partake in. There's some people with their narcotics hustles and their homemade tattoo hustles, and everybody's got some kind of hustle, I think, except for me.
Hey, what? What do
like
you?
I said, I'm trying to keep my nose clean.
What do you think about all that shit going on with Vince McMahon? What do you think about all that?
Oh my God, that's crazy. It was bound to happen sooner or later.
Not to put you on the spot.
It was bound to happen sooner or later. Yeah, but it's bound to happen sooner or later. I mean, with all the rumors and gossip that's been going around him for like 40 years, you know what I mean? But it makes me wonder, I mean, if this kind of thing is happening in the company, people always ask me, was he inappropriate towards me? And I say, not at all. He was like a father figure towards me. He was never inappropriate, never out of line towards me. And then it makes me think, if he's doing this with all these other girls, okay, what was wrong with me? Why was I not the type? I don't know. It's kind of depressing. Everybody else is getting, hit on and shit on, let's say, but paid off. But he never once made a move towards me, so I guess I wasn't his type. I don't know, but it's crazy. I mean, he's looking at federal charges now, so who knows what's going to happen with that.
I mean, did I read that right? Like, allegedly he shit on somebody's head during a threesome. I mean, is that even?
Yes. Yeah, that's what the report says. I mean, I haven't read it firsthand because obviously I'm here and I don't have internet access. But it was read to me by my best friend and my business attorney, and I was floored. I was like, oh my God, that dirty old man.
I mean, wow, that's
he's almost 80. I'm surprised he can even get it up at 80.
That's some serious allegations. And you worked with him a lot, like directly, very closely. You never. So
yeah.
You had a pretty clean slate with him, good working relationship.
Yeah. Yeah, never once was he out of line with me at all. And he used to spend a lot of one-on-one time with me in the studio when I was hosting TV shows and doing broadcasting and stuff. He was like molding me to what to like be how he wanted me to be on camera. So we spent a lot of like one-on-one, almost like tutoring time. He helped me lose my New Jersey accent, helped me lose a little bit of a Tennessee accent that I had from my college years. He spent a lot of one-on-one time with me, but never once was he out of line. It was like I said, I guess I wasn't his type.
Yeah, I heard he had a thing for Sable at one time, is what I heard, but I don't know that to be true or not. That's just what I heard from the rumor bin.
I don't know.
So do you talk to?
I don't know, but you know what I do find really weird about this girl that's in the news now with this whole scandal? Doesn't she look a hell of a lot like his daughter Stephanie?
Oh.
It's a little creepy.
Oh wow.
It's a little creepy.
Yeah, and
it really does.
If I'm right, like none of the McMahons are even in on the board now for WWE since they merged with UFC.
Everybody left the company. Shane left, Stephanie left, Vince resigned, everybody left. There's like no McMahons that work for the company right now. It's crazy.
Wow, first time in history.
I never thought I'd see that day. I thought it would go down to like the grandkids and they would be running it for generations, and nope.
Do you
completely came to a halt.
do you miss doing autographs at shows?
What?
Do you miss doing autographs at shows? Like when I first met you, I think it was like 2014, and you had a big autograph line. You seemed
Yeah.
so happy, like doing autographs. I mean, you gotta
Yeah,
miss it.
it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's a lot of fun. It really is. It's fun being out there with the fans and with the people and getting to know people. And I mean, like I've always said, I even said in my Hall of Fame speech, like if it wasn't for the fans, none of us would have jobs. And a lot of people in the business take that for granted and don't appreciate the fans. Where you got to realize the fans are the ones paying your bills. So I like being out there. I like meeting everyone. I never just sign an autograph and have them move on. I'll spend a good 5-10 minutes, making small talk with everyone. And there's actually a few fans over the years that have become close friends of mine. One, in fact, came with me to a Luke Bryan concert a couple weeks before I had the car accident. This my friend Lee from New Jersey, who I met at an ECW show. He was there with all his friends. They were called the Whiteboard Mafia, and they were told they would sit in the front row. They would sit in the front row in Philadelphia, and they would have these white dry erase boards, and they would write their signs on the dry erase boards, hold them up for the match, and then erase them and write something else. So we nicknamed them the Whiteboard Mafia. And this one guy, Lee, and his girlfriend, Carrie, I became really good friends with over the years, and Lee came to a Luke Bryan concert with me right before I got arrested.
No,
So there are people down the road that you become close to.
Yeah, that's cool. Do you like country music? I mean, you like Luke Bryan? Are you a country music fan?
Yeah, country's my thing. I mean, I was always an 80s hair metal kid. I mean, I grew up in the 80s. 80s hair metal's my thing. But then in the past, I would say 10 years, I really started getting into country music. So that's my thing. And Luke Bryan is my ultimate favorite.
What about Morgan Wallen or Zach Bryan? What about them?
Morgan? Yeah. Zach Bryan's pretty good. Morgan Wallen has some good stuff. Let's see. I made a playlist here with all my favorite country music. I've got a lot of Luke Bryan, a lot of Thomas Rhett, Luke Combs, Jelly Roll's new country stuff is awesome. Carrie Underwood, Taylor Swift, Miranda Lambert, Dylan Scott. The list goes on and on. But yeah, I made a nice little playlist of my favorite country songs here on the tablet.
Are you
so,
able to?
At least I've got that to keep me going.
Are you able to listen to podcasts there, or is it just music?
Yeah, we have podcasts that are on the tablet to choose from. It can't be just any podcast, of course, for content and whatever else, but it's just what they have on there. So believe it or not, what I'm doing is I downloaded a bunch of podcasts to learn different languages, and right now I'm learning how to speak Italian.
Oh wow! And you love Italian food.
Yeah.
Like that's your.
I love Italian food. Italian food is my number one favorite food. But now I'm listening to the podcast, How to Learn to Speak Italian. I already know Spanish. I learned Spanish in school. But I downloaded the German, French, Italian, and Japanese podcast. So I'll be learning all of those while I'm here. I'm kind of a nerd at heart. I'm a bookworm. So if anything I'm learning and have my head buried in a book or something like that, that's where I'm good. I'm good to go.
Yeah, you were telling me.
So while I'm here, I'll be doing a lot of programs too to learn a lot of different things to pass the time.
Yeah, you were telling me the other day about some of the good Italian food that you can cook, and I was asking you for some recipes, but you were saying that it's kind of one of those things where you just throw it together. It's not something where you write down and have specific.
Yeah, I see that the way I look at it, like a real cook doesn't need a recipe. You go by what smells right, what tastes right, what feels right, the consistency, the texture, all that. The only thing you really need a recipe for is when you bake, because baking has to be precise. But as far as cooking goes, I just go with my heart.
What's your favorite dish to cook? What do you like to cook? What's your favorite dish?
Oh my God, my favorite thing to cook is so much. I don't know. Well, see, I'm Polish. I'm Polish and Russian. What? Why are you laughing?
No, you're really say that again? Like you're part Russian?
I'm Polish. I'm Polish and Russian. But because I'm mostly
idea.
Polish, so I do authentic homemade Polish cooking. I do homemade pierogies from scratch, stuffed cabbage, kibasi, halushki, all this, all this amazing Polish food.
Wow.
But I also love to make Italian. Yeah.
Well, that's something that I don't think a lot of people would know that about you. Like that's very interesting.
Yeah.
That's a surprise.
Yeah, I've always even thought of trying to do my own cookbook or cooking show. I love to be in the kitchen. That's hey, that's one of the ways to a man's heart is through his stomach. So I've got that in the bag. And the other way, I'm pretty good at too. Let's just say that.
So have you ever thought of like writing a book or something like that, just like an autobiography, with
Where have you
updated?
been? My autobiography came out in
I'm
2016.
I'm saying it like an updated one.
Oh, an updated one. Actually, yeah, I'm going to start writing a book in here. Can't tell you what the title is. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag. I didn't even start writing it. It's just in the idea phase. But yeah, I'm going to write my second book while I'm here. I have all the time in the world. So, I'm probably gonna start writing next week. Just got some composition books, and I'm gonna put pen to paper and see what comes out. So you can see what kind of creative juices start
Well,
flowing.
that should be interesting because it should pick up from where your autobiography leads off, and it should be an update for the.
It'll probably pick up from where it left, the last one left off, but I think I'm going to go in a completely different direction on this one. It's not going to be anything about my career. It's going to be a lot of personal life issues, a lot of tragedy that's happened in my life, a lot of traumatic things that have happened in my life. It's going to go in a completely opposite direction as the first one.
Yeah, and are you taking
So
any?
I think it'll be a good read for people that aren't even wrestling fans, that don't even know who I am, like, women or that are in abusive relationships, or people that have, drinking issues or something like that. So, it's just it's going to go in a completely different direction. I'm really excited to write it.
So, are you able to take classes in prison? Like, are you taking any classes or doing any?
Well, yeah, the program I really want to get into here is the service dog training program. We have a dog program. Well, there's two programs. The first one, we take shelter dogs and train them in obedience to be adopted out. And then the second phase of that is we train service dogs. So you'll get a puppy at 8 weeks old, and you keep them for 2 years, and you train them to be a registered service dog, either for mobility or blind people or deaf people or anything like that. So that's a program they have here. It's called the WOF program, WOOF.
Oh, wow.
So that's a program you can even look it up online, the WOF program at Lowell, and you can see all about it. But that's the program I really want to get into, but my custody level has to drop down a little bit to minimal before I can go there. So in the meantime, I think I'm going to take some cosmetology classes. That's a 2-year program. Learn how to do hair, makeup, nails, that kind of thing. They also have, which I think would be so cool, a heavy equipment program. I can learn to drive a forklift, and you don't even need a driver's license to do it. I can learn to drive a forklift and a crane and a digger and all that fun stuff. So just imagine like the inner tomboy coming out, and playing with trucks when I was a little girl, and now I'll be driving these big old, diggers and trucks. It'll be fun. So I think I might even do that. But there's a lot of options and a lot of programs to get involved with here. So, like I said, I'm just going to try to stay as busy as possible, and hopefully my time passes, quickly. As quick as possible.
At least you're not like laying in bed twiddling your thumbs all day. I think a lot of people don't realize that people that are in prison actually have busy lives, even though they're in prison, because there is a lot of programs, classes, and things to do.
Yep. Well, everyone is assigned a job. I am actually getting assigned a job tomorrow, so I don't know what I'll be doing yet. We'll find that out tomorrow. Everybody has some kind of a job, whether it's a houseman, which means you clean up around the dorm, or inside grounds, you mow lawns, outside grounds, you go out of the gate and you take care of like the lawns and leaves and things like that. Then there's kitchen duty. You can work in the kitchen. You can work in the law library as a law clerk. There's so many different jobs here, so I'll find out tomorrow what I'm going to be assigned to do. We'll see. But
which
you
one
can also work in canteen too. You can work behind the register in canteen.
Which one are you hoping that they assign you to?
Oh God, I don't know. Well, I burn really, really easily, so I don't want to be a grounds person because I will fry and look like a lobster within 20 minutes. Just walking from building to building here, I'm already red. Yeah, I already have a nice little sunburn on my face just from walking from building to building. But I don't know. We'll see. I'd like to work in a law library maybe and, train to be a law clerk. I think that would be, because like I said, I'm a bookworm. I was, pre-med in college back in the day, and, I like my nose to be buried in books. So I think that would be right up my alley, working on a library.
So do you find people misunderstand you and at first glance, maybe back in the day, just think, oh man, this, she's like just some ditzy blonde or something. You're a super smart person. I mean, I think maybe you get misunderstood.
Yeah, that happens all the time. That was the gimmick, the character. Sunny was that all American girl next door, kind of like a the not really necessarily a bimbo. I mean, I used my intelligence for a lot of things, managing guys and doing my interviews. But no, I actually do have a head on my shoulders. I was pre-med in college. I wanted to be a plastic surgeon, and right before I was supposed to take the MCATs and apply to medical schools is when Vince McMahon hired me. So I went, my career went in a different direction. But no, there's a brain inside this skull. I mean, I've had a few concussions over the years, so it doesn't work quite the same as it used to. But no, I'm a nerd at heart. I love to learn things. That's why I said, like, I'm learning how to speak Italian right now on my tablet from an Italian podcast. So I like to learn. Learning is a good thing. Learning is very good.
Yeah, that. Why do you think there's so much tragedy in the wrestling industry?
You know what? I think there's tragedy everywhere in every industry, but we're just in the public eye so much that it's brought to light. You know what I mean? There's always somebody reporting on it. There's always some kind of a news article. I mean, as far as wrestlers go, yeah, there is a lot of tragedy. There's a lot of unexpected deaths, premature heart attacks. There's suicides. There's and then you go to the extreme cases like Chris Benoit. I mean, there's a lot of things that happen because, like, even just in Hollywood, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that happens in Hollywood that you don't necessarily hear about unless you're in that inner circle. It's kind of like the same thing. Everybody's got the same pressures, and everybody tries to keep their status and their position and their popularity and their jobs. And, when you have everything at one time and then you suddenly lose it, it can be really traumatic and stressful and distressing to a lot of the guys and girls in the business. I think that's where a lot of tragedy comes into play. A lot of drug use and alcoholism, and then, like I said, it leads to suicides and worse. But it's just a fact of life, though, that a lot of people don't realize what we go through in this business to stay in this business, and it's very hard. It's not recommended for everyone. Not everybody in the world will be able to make it in this business. You got to have a certain quality about you to be able to make it and get through it with and keep your sanity in the long run. It's very hard to keep sanity. But no, there's a lot that we go through, and like I said, it leads to a lot of drinking or drug use, and in my case, it was drinking. And look where it got me. Now I'm paying the price, the ultimate price for it. But I'm very resilient. I'll bounce back. I don't know what my future holds when I do get out. That's yet to be seen. But take it one day at a time and just try to, like I said, keep my sanity, keep my head on my shoulders, learn as much as I can while I'm here, make the most of my time, and see where it takes me.
Yeah, you have a positive vibe. You don't seem like you're one of those people that's down for the count. Seems like you get back up and reinvent yourself.
Nothing's ever kept me. Nothing has ever kept me down for the count. Even my friends call me the Taminator because I always bounce back. Or no matter what happens to me, health-wise or career-wise or anything, I always find a way to bounce back. And I'll bounce back from this too. It'll take a little bit more time and a little bit more, just a little bit more of everything to bounce back from this. But I'll do it. I will bounce back. It's not the end of the world for me.
Is your OnlyFans still active, or is that like dormant now?
No, they don't allow you to have. When you're in prison, you're not allowed to have an OnlyFans. They take it down.
Oh wow! Because didn't you had a lot of subscribers? Didn't you? Like, were you doing pretty good on there?
Yeah, I was doing very well on there. But as soon as you get into prison, they remove your page. It's part of their policy that they don't allow any kind of inmate to benefit or make money from their site. So now I haven't had that in 22 months. So it's been a while.
Yeah.
But hey, you never know. I might start one up again when I get out. There's a fetish for everything.
Can you just reconnect the one that you had? Or do they make you start a new one? Do you know?
I don't know. I don't know how long it'll be. Like, I'm appealing my case, so I'm not sure how long I'm going to be here. I don't know how long they keep things in their memory and their files. I don't know. I'll look into that when the time comes. But
what do you want to do when
you never know? Like I said, I might. Huh?
When you get out of prison, what do you want to do?
What do I want to do? But I don't know. I just got here, honey. You're asking if I had a crystal ball, I could tell you, but I have no idea right now what the future's going to hold. I mean, hopefully, I can do something with, with the skills that I will learn here, like I said, the service dog training and grooming. I'll be certified in that. With cosmetology, I'll be certified in that. Who knows? Maybe I can open up my own hair salon for adults and kids and pets all in one. Hey, do you ever think going to get your hair cut and having your dog get a shampoo at the same time?
No, that would be awesome.
I think it's a great idea. I don't want to give my ideas out here on this YouTube channel, but and you never know. Like I say, you never know. Possibilities are endless. But everything I do learn here, I'm going to apply to my future and make the best of it.
Yeah.
The only thing I can do.
Are you making a lot of friends currently in prison, or is it hard to make friends in there? Or
I keep that to a minimum. It's very hard to trust people here. It is prison; they are criminals, But there are a couple girls that I've become friendly with, so and they seem to be decent people. They're not here for anything crazy or I don't know. You just got to take one day at a time and feel everybody out. But like I said, it's only my day 6 here in this compound, so I just got here, just getting started. So we'll see what happens.
Do you have more male COs than female COs, or?
Yes, there's a lot more male COs than female COs. I would say there's probably like a 3-to-1 ratio of male to female.
See, I find that just odd to me in a women's prison. I just find that odd to have a bunch of men.
We always have men in our dorm. I haven't had a shift yet where we've had just women COs. We've had one woman and a man a few times, but we've had just men a few times, but we haven't had just women at all yet.
I mean, you get a bunch of sex-starved women and you put, men in there. I mean, that's got to be.
What?
That's got to be.
What'd you say?
I said you get a bunch of sex-starved women, and then you throw some male guards in there. That's a recipe for disaster.
There were a lot of sex scandals here a few years ago that Lowell, a lot of the male COs and inmates were getting together, and I actually know a girl that was in reception with me that has a 7-year-old child by a CO, and she's still in jail. She's never spent time with a child. She got pregnant by a CO. She had the baby 7 years ago, and the baby's being raised by her parents, and she's still in prison. She's been here 12 years already. But it happens. And apparently that CO lost his job, and this Department of Corrections pays her child support to the child.
Oh,
Crazy.
wow.
But it happens. I mean, I haven't seen it firsthand with my own eyes yet, but I've heard it happens. There's a lot of little closets without cameras and everything that I've heard about. So, like I said, today's only day 6 here, so nobody's approached me yet. But you never know.
Right?
Stranger things have happened.
So,
But apparently a few years ago there was a big scandal. There was quite a few COs and inmates that were getting together, and babies were being born. I think they've let a lot of those COs go, but like I said, I'm new here. I'm just learning. I'm just learning the ropes right now, and the ropes and the rumors.
Yeah, that's just crazy. Like you said, you're on day 6, and for where you're at now, Lowell, how does that compare to the reception center?
Oh, it's so much better. The reception center is considered a max security prison. Barbed wire gates, everything everywhere. You can't go anywhere. Not escorted. It's pretty much a lockdown facility. Where I am right now, it's like I said, it's more like an open college campus type setting. And you go from building to building. All the dorms look like these big bungalows, and then you have the library building, then you have the chow hall building, and medical building, and you have to walk from place to place. And it has a more open feel. There's a lot of hills, and there's a lot of grass and trees and palm trees, which is nice to walk outside and see a palm tree at prison.
Wow.
But it's we got a few palm trees on compound here. So, but so this is like a medium security area. There is a work camp that is next door to us. That's where the dog program is. That's minimal security. There aren't even any fences and gates there at all. Because it's minimal security. So that's where I'd like to ultimately get to, like I said, and work in the service dog training program. And then after that, within your last 18 months, you're allowed to go to work release. So that would be great too. You go to a whole different compound. You can go out towards the beaches and stay in a different kind of a work release compound, and you go out and you work a regular job.
You have 1 minute remaining.
They hire people out to hotels, restaurants, everything. So, you know, eventually down the line when I get towards the end, I can actually, you know, get a job and get out into the real world to ease myself back into society. So that'll be nice.
Yeah.
But we have less than a minute. We just heard the recording. Less than a minute.
Yeah. Well, guys, if you're listening, definitely, you know, shoot her an email at Securustech.online. J82154 is her inmate number. Just say hi.
Yeah,
Send
go
a
to
picture.
Securust.com. Send me an email. You can send me a 30-second videogram on JPay. And then, hey, if you want to make a donation to my trust fund, actually, right now I have to have approved visitors do it. So get in touch with Joey here, and he can help you out.
Yep, send it to my Cash App, FBB Joey, and just put Sunny or Tammy in the notes line, and it'll get directly to her.
Yeah, we're gonna get cut off. So I want to say bye and thank you to everybody for listening, and I hope I hear from each and every one of you. I'm so excited to make new friends.
All right, thanks for calling in. We appreciate you, and give me a buzz.
Thank you for
later.
using Global Telling.
All right, so we got cut off. That's how it goes with prison calls. They only give you a certain amount of time. That's how it is. But so anyway, yeah, definitely add her up. Say hi. Tell her that you heard the interview on YouTube. Tell her it was either good or it sucked, or what you liked about it or didn't like about it. And you know, tell her to do another one. And then you guys join the Facebook group. Best Inmate Pen Pals on Facebook. Join the Facebook group, and you know, let me know some other questions that you would like me to ask her for the next call, because we'll probably have her on a bunch of times, so you could definitely get your questions in that we'll ask her next time. But anyway, thanks for tuning in right now. We're gonna upload this to YouTube and put it in the Facebook group. And leave your comments below, and please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And just hit me up for some questions to ask her for the next interview. So thanks for listening.